It was like, why did it take so long?
Yes, exactly. It was like riding a bicycle.
It was like...
You kind of forget when you get old. No, it was really fun.
Yeah, it was fun.
And what iconic lines, Meryl, do most people come up to you and say of Miranda's? Like, what would you say is the most...
All.
And that's all.
I don't have a favorite look. I loved it all.
I loved everything that he appeared in.
Yeah.
I thought he looked unbelievably great.
And what did you think of Meryl? What did you think of Miranda, Stanley?
I thought she was more beautiful than 20 years ago.
No, we're auctioning it off.
Oh.
We're auctioning the clothes off, and the jewelry, and the bags, and the shoes for the Committee to Protect Journalists.
This is
Schiaparelli. Haute
yes.
couture.
Yes.
Tell
God
me
bless
about
Daniel, who I love so much. And he let me snatch it off his couture show.
Yes, he did, because I tried to get it.
I know. I know. Jessica Pastor, my stylist, just sort of killed people at dawn for it.
Oh, yeah.
I am wearing Louis Vuitton.
Wow.
And I love it. And I didn't know that we would be having a joyful skirt off.
You are having a very
We just keep sort of attacking each other with our skirts. Emily Charlton now has a lot of power, God help us. She's a major executive at Dior.
Oh.
And Miranda is ultimately rather beholden to her for the advertising space. So it's quite a switch up in dynamics. Although ultimately I think Emily is always in need of mummy's love.
The first line that I read in the script about Andy this time around was, 20 years has done nothing to dim her heart or smarts. And I just went, oh, okay, great. She's traveled the world chasing stories. And now, like I'm sure a lot of people who are here tonight, a lot of people watching, she's trying to navigate this very unstable world. I think she's at a time in her life when she wants some security, and security is proving hard to come by. And so when she gets an invitation to rejoin Runway, suddenly the job that she never wanted seems like a much nicer prospect. And you'll see why in the film. I think her style's, dare I say, a little bit cooler. I think it's more personal. I think it's more lived in. I think that, when you're in your, at least when I was in my 20s, I would sometimes put things on, but I wouldn't know why I was wearing them. And I couldn't anticipate what it would feel like to live in them. So you put it on, run out in your life, and be like, oh no, terrible choice, terrible choice. And I just think that Andy's style reflects that she knows who she is. She kind of knows what she wants. And I feel like she is dressing for herself and maybe less for a certain editor's approval.
I feel like, I love how Molly Rogers described my character, the costume designer. I think maybe because of the types of colors that she wears, but she was like, I think Emily's like my little swamp monster. And she kind of is a bit of a swamp monster, and very edgy, very punky, slightly bondagey.
Oh.
But I think it's a fun juxtaposition with how posh she is.
I love that.
Yeah.
What do you want them to know about this film?
Go see this movie. Dress up. Have fun. Be together. Do it.
I just want to say thank you. We're literally here because of you. Because you took us into your hearts and kept us there for 20 years and said, we want more. That's why this whole dream has continued for us. So
yours was much nicer than mine. Mine was like an aggressive demand, and yours was a word of thanks. Also, thank you.
So put on your most aggressive skirt and come.
Do it.
I think Amari is definitely the voice of the younger generation coming in to watch this movie. I think she's sharp, she's very confident, quiet confidence kind of sense, and yeah, I think she's really passionate about fashion and her job, so yeah. All of them.
I figured.
Loved my Tom Brown office looks.
Oh, major.
All the Dolce & Gabbana in Milan I wore. Oh my gosh, Brunello Cucinelli. So much. We would be here for hours. I could list so many. The costume department, Molly, Jake, her whole team, Danny, Jessica, they all just killed it. They really did, yeah. I think there's always that slight competition, power dynamics. I think, let's say Amari definitely likes to be the one in control.
Oh, all right, I see.
Yeah, she knows how to get the job done. Yeah. I've been asked this question so many times. I don't remember the first time exactly.
Yes.
But it kind of just arrived in my life.
Right.
And then it was one of my favorite movies, and I watched it again and again and again. Yeah. This is custom Prada. Yeah, it's, I guess, a spring green, which feels, excuse me, relevant. And yeah, Prada feels perfect for tonight.
Well, he tries to be a support to a woman who you have to understand is going to be a requirement to buckle up your seatbelt. It's going to be a beautiful, bumpy ride, but he tries to give her space. She needs a lot of space, and he tries to be ready when she requires him and be ready before she's finished asking. Well, we've had a chance to talk a little bit about the characters, and we kind of back and forth emailed about this first scene that we were doing. There were some changes. Aline Brosh McKenna, a screenwriter, was fully involved in all of that. So was David Frankel. But what I learned was that Meryl just wants to scrub it clean right to the last second before you're ready to go. Can it be better? Always
Wow.
can it be better? And then she's super ready. She won't throw you. She's playful. She's serious, not solemn. She's joyful when it comes to the playing, and she's super present. So when you're in a scene and she's looking at you, you really feel the full and absolute Miranda Priestley coming
Wow.
your way. That's a powerful thing.
She's pretty fierce, and she doesn't take any prisoners,
Oh.
and she shows up when she needs to. Those are my clues. That's all I can say.
Well-
I mean, working with Annie and Meryl in the same scene was pretty amazing in this particular movie because it's something that's so iconic. So you kind of dropped into this world that's been existing for the last 20 years. And being in the sequel was just very special. So I just felt really aligned with what was going on, and it was nice to, drop in and I guess have a moment with them.
Yes, every day was memorable. Every day was memorable.
Yeah.
Just because I'm working with some good friends, I'm working with new people, and then I got to have sort of a nice little juicy scene with Meryl Streep, which was also wonderful. He's very funny, and he's an idiot, and he's, how do I describe him? He's like, he's kind of like an idiot billionaire. I don't know if you've ever heard of people like that.
Nah.
But he's like one of those. I
Evening.
just got here. So I literally just got here.
It's wild.
So it's wild. I've been to Lincoln Center many times.
This has not
and
happened.
I've never seen it look like this. It does not look like this when you come to the ballet.
And Annie's a great, I could say Annie because I have done scenes with her now. She's a great improviser and just very from her instinct. And I was like, you should take improv classes, forgetting that she's an A-list celebrity. She doesn't have time to take a 101 improv class. But I was like, you'd really like it. I saw it in theaters, but you know what I really remember is I was desperate to get an agent coming out of college, and I went to this thing that was clearly a scam. It was like an agency scam where it was like, we'll make you a star. And they had all of us in this cattle call room. It was like adults and kids, and they were just playing The Devil Wears Prada on loop.
Oh my
as
God.
if to be like, see, this is the height of luxury, and our scam is also the height of luxury. And I always thought of that. And so, years later, Aline Brosh McKenna, who wrote this movie, became my writing partner for the show Crazy Ex-Girlfriend. And I feel like that's the first thing I thought of. I was like, you were the idea of glamour for even this scam that I almost fell for.
No, it was so exciting. My days on set were just, I'm still pinching myself. I'm so excited to see it. I haven't seen it. It's just, oh my God. Alana is a beauty editor at Runway. And that's about all that I can say. But no, it was really fun, and it was really cool. Just the set and everything was just so well done. It's such a universe that they've created, and it was unbelievable. Getting to shoot, obviously in studio was cool, but also in some of the locations that we shot on in New York City, it was it felt like it was the movie from 2006. But it was a pinch me moment the entire time.
Meryl and I have obviously been looking to do something together for a long time.
Of course.
So we decided on this one. No, I work mainly with Anne. I'm a romantic interest in that. I play Peter. Do I have a last name? I don't know. We'll see the movie tonight. I haven't seen it either. I'll find out if I have a last name.
Let's hope.
Most
Great.
of my stuff with Anne, who insisted on that I call her Annie.
Yes,
and
of course.
I spent my time trying to adjust to that,
Right.
But playing someone who's falling in love with Anne Hathaway, tough gig.
Yeah.
Tough gig.
I played Jin. She is Andy's new assistant. I had so much fun playing her. She is like a new, fresh take on how an assistant can be 5 steps ahead and think of some solutions to problems that people might not have anticipated before. Honestly, because I'm playing Andy's assistant, I got to work a lot with Anne Hathaway. And growing up, I'm a New Jersey kid.
Yes.
And so Paper Mill Playhouse talked a lot about Anne Hathaway, and we had the same acting teacher growing up.
Wow.
So it was a very full circle moment to be able to say that to Anne and to talk about Mickey McNanny, our wonderful, wonderful acting teacher. And to feel like I made it in a way where little Helen would have lost her mind to know where she was standing.
Aw.
I think we wanted to revisit these characters. We had enormous curiosity about where they were and what happened to them. And for a long time, it didn't feel like they could ever cross paths again. You know, Andy threw her phone in the fountain, Meryl drove off in her car, and that was the end. And they were headed in totally different directions. And yet, you know, the world of media and journalism has transformed so profoundly over the last 20 years that we thought maybe there's a way to get them back together and see how they deal with that transformation. I mean, it's thrilling. We're a family. And for all of us, the first movie was so formative. It meant so much to all of us. It was the start of enormous careers for Annie and Emily. And it made Meryl a global icon in a new way. And it elevated Stanley. So it changed all our lives. And that bonds you in a way. And so for us to step back on the set together was just a very, very happy experience. I wish Aline got a penny for every time somebody quoted or put one of her lines on a tote bag. But Aline Brosh McKenna wrote the first screenplay. She wrote this script. Brilliant writing throughout. And she's really my creative partner, and we've had a fantastic time collaborating.
Charlie is just so happy to be there. Aline and I talked a lot about like how Nigel talks about reading Runway under the covers as a kid, and I think Charlie, same thing, and so he's just thrilled to be there. Simone is so iconic and fierce, like it's crazy. Every day I would get to set and be like, God, I love her, and she's so warm and lovely, and her character in the movie is very like business and very serious, and so it was a lot of fun to play. She gets to be a little mean to me in the movie. It was fun. Oh my gosh, like anytime that Miranda would walk by in a scene or like be in the background, I was always sitting up straighter. You know how you like pretend to work when your boss is watching?
Of course.
Like stuff like that, and just like also like the way that you pretend to be busy when anyone walks by.
Right.
And well, also he's like chained to his desk, and that was real.
Pretty flabbergasting and exciting, and I just have to say I am so honored to be working with such great artists as Meryl.
Who? No,
you know,
imagine.
and Emily, Stanley Tucci, and Ben, and everybody are just fantastic. You know, at my age, it's great to be in a great film the first time, and it's amazing to be in this film this time.
How old are you, 45? Okay.
I will be 79 on April 25th of this year.
Happy birthday!
Thank you so much. What a week!
What a week.
Oh my goodness. You know, the producer, Wendy Feinerman, and everybody at Disney was so respectful, so kind. I think every day in the set was like a dream come true. You know what they say, 1 million people would kill for this
Yes.
job? I lived that dream.
Jay is the guy who comes in and basically says the party's over. You know, this is, it's time to become profitable in the new millennium. Let's go, girls. And, you know, I think from his point of view, he's going to reinvent this. And from their point of view, it's the end of an era. So in that sense, it's a real bad guy role, I would say, in the fashion sense. And that is what I love to play. Look, the first day we shot, I was so nervous. My first day in this movie, I'm acting with Meryl. It's also her first day back. I didn't realize till later in 20 years, so she was nervous too. It's funny to think of someone like that as nervous. And I had been working out, getting ready for this role, and I was rehearsing in my t-shirt. And I guess, like, you know, I'm not a buff guy, but I have been working out a bit.
That's not true.
And thank you. And Meryl says, BJ, have you always been so strong? And it was in that teasing way, like, who do you think you are, you know?
Right.
And then I knocked over a tray in the cafeteria and caused a huge sort of loud commotion. And in a quarter second, she said, "It's all those muscles." And, you know, like the sort of trash talk from this icon, it put me at ease. It made me feel like this was a comedy as well, whereas where I feel comfortable. So, I don't know, you asked me what was memorable. That was memorable.
You know what? So much has happened, and fashion, publishing, journalism, and we felt like there was a lot to say, and we wanted to revisit these characters and these iconic actors. And honestly, it's just been a dream. I mean, to be standing here listening to Vogue playing and talking to you and seeing all this excitement, it's really incredible. I mean, this is what I do every day, honestly.
And
I try to come every day to a red carpet. I look like this every day. No, it's been an incredible opportunity to get to work with these 4 incredible leads and all the rest of our cast. I'm so excited for everyone to see the rest of our cast and our incredible director, David Frankel. It's been great. It feels like there's so much happening. There's so much to think about in terms of where these businesses are going. And then it was so fun to think about what these characters would be doing in a world where so much is up in the air and so much is changing. And so there was a lot to think about, a lot to talk about, and a lot to explore with these characters and these actors. So it was an amazing opportunity, and I can't believe it. I have always carried them around with me. I always imagine whenever I get a coffee and it's the wrong coffee, I always imagine what Miranda Priestley would say. And, you know, I've always thought about them, and they've really stayed with me, as I think they've stayed with a lot of people. And so being able to create new moments with them and with the director, it was really, felt like a great time to do it. And when we saw them all together at the SAG Awards, and we saw how funny they were, and it felt like it was a great opportunity to send them back out to play.